Good morning, folks. I'm out in the backyard at home. It's snowing. I just got off work from working a night shift, drove home. It's starting to get a little crappy out. Roads are a little slick, not terrible, but they're getting there. And due to my phenomenal procrastination skills, my four-wheeler is sitting out here in the backyard. So I need to get it started and moved around to the driveway because they're saying we could get between 6 and 12 inches of snow. So I might have to use the four-wheeler to push the driveways out. So I got a battery charger on the four-wheeler because obviously I just let it sit there and the battery went dead. And this video I was going to start recording this afternoon after I sleep for a few hours. But since I'm waiting for the battery to get charged up just a little bit so I can move the four-wheeler around so that I don't have to shovel it out to get it to where I can use it to push snow, I decided I'd go ahead and start and get this video going right now. Now, the National Weather Service has not issued a blizzard warning yet, but it sounds like this afternoon the winds are going to pick up and we very well could get to an official blizzard warning. So I thought, why not get some Dietz Blizzard lanterns, light them up right out here in the snow, and let them burn through this snowstorm. So I'm going to set the camera down here and run in the garage. I got 3 Dietz Blizzards that I've picked out in there that I'm going to bring out here to get going for you. Okay, the first one of the 3 Dietz Blizzards that I pulled out here is an early Dietz Blizzard. Probably around the turn of the century of 1900. I'm not exactly sure on the date, but it's an older Dietz Blizzard. It had a hot blast globe in it that was too short. I just borrowed the globe out of another lantern in there, wiped it down just a little bit. I bought this last summer and I'll show a couple pictures of it from when I bought it that show it a little better, but I have done nothing with it. Actually right now, that's the first time I tried turning the wick, and it does raise up and down because it was up a long ways. Fuel cap turns. I literally brought it home, hung it up, and have not touched it again. So we're going to put some fuel in this. It is rusty and pitted, but it's not so bad that I like around the seam of the fount looks pretty good. The bottom looks pretty good. I don't think it's going to leak. Here, hold on a second. Let's get a snow brush and brush the clear spot on the bench here. We already got, let me grab the camera here. We've already got probably 2 inches of snow on the bench here. We're supposed to get a pretty decent snowfall out of this. Let's brush the spot clear here for working on this. I'm going to fuel this one first. The other 2 Dietz Blizzards that I brought out here are both ones that I've had going before, and they both sound like they got a splash of fuel in them, so the wick should be soaked up on them. But this one, this is bone dry. A lot of wick down in there. I can see the wick curling around. Inside of the fount, what I can see of it looks pretty shiny. Ooh. Wow, okay. Never mind on that. As I was looking right there, the camera probably won't pick it up. I'll snap a shot with my cell phone, but I can see pinholes through the side of it. So that one is gonna be a no-go for today, but that's okay. I've got 2 more Blizzards here that I can light up to let go through this snowstorm that's probably gonna evolve into a blizzard. I'll snap a picture of these rust pinholes that I just saw here right now while I'm thinking about it. But after seeing that, there is no chance that this thing's gonna hold fuel. So this one will be put on a back burner for a different video sometime in the future. We'll get it out, seal the fount, and get this old girl going. The other two Dietz Blizzards that I have out here, this one is a Dietz number 2 Blizzard. If the camera picks it up, around here there's some yellow paint, and up underneath of here, this was a yellow Dietz lantern originally, probably for like a municipality or something like that, is what most of the yellow ones were used for. Maybe you can see it better on the top up there. But this was a yellow Dietz number 2 Blizzard, and I got this a couple years ago. I've had this one going before. It sounds like it's got a splash of fuel left in it, so we'll fuel it up and light it up. And then the second one that I've got here is a much newer. My guess would be 1980s. It's a number 80 Dietz Blizzard. My wife bought me this several years ago at a yard sale, and I used this camping for a few years. It was one of my lanterns that I lit when I was camping, but that poor old globe, I'm afraid to even take it out and clean it. One of the first times I used it, the globe cracked, and then every time I'd use it, it would crack a little more, and a little more, and a little more. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if lighting it up in this cold weather. It's like 15 degrees out here, so I wouldn't be surprised if lighting it up in this cold weather might kill that poor globe. But if it does, I will buy a replacement globe for it off of Kirkman's, because that's one that my wife bought for me. So I would put the money into it to buy a good globe for it again, so I can keep using it occasionally. But yeah, it's cold out here, so let's get these both topped off with fuel and get them lit up. And hopefully by the time I'm done with that, the battery charger has got the four-wheeler to where it'll start, and I can move it around close to the garage where it's easy access for plowing snow tomorrow when this all gets said and done. I can see fuel sloshing in both of them, so the wicks will be good on both of them. To be honest, I was kind of excited about getting that old one going, but we'll set that aside and save it for a future video. I'm going to fill these up pretty full so they can burn right through this snowstorm and possible blizzard. I don't know if it'll end up reaching blizzard status, but there's a pretty good possibility that it will. That ought to be enough to go a day and a half or so at least. A lot of snow, getting a lot of snow falling in the funnel here. Probably should have fueled these up inside, but you know what? Too late to worry about that now. So I really would like to not run kerosene all over the top of my table out here. That's interesting. The kerosene's so cold it's not melting the snowflakes in the bottom of the funnel. The snow just held right in there the whole time, so the snowflakes did not go down into the fount. I would have never expected that. But the kerosene's been out in the garage, so it's definitely well below freezing. Okay, got the old blowtorch out here for lighting these up. For some reason, it seems more logical to me to keep the one that the globe isn't cracked all to heck on the north side, where it kind of blocks the wind. It's not going to make a damn bit of difference, but it makes me feel a little bit better about it. So crank that wick up just a little bit, see if I can get the blowtorch to start. It doesn't like it when it's this cold either, but it's got a fresh propane tank on it. So let's see if we can get that old girl to light. That one took right off. I'll let it crank that wick down. We'll let it warm up slow. Brr, my hands are frozen. I need to get this done and get my gloves on. Now, hopefully, that poor old... No, that wick's a mess. I'm going to have to do something with that. Let me pause the camera for a minute. I'm going to have to go clean the... There's a lot of crud on that wick. Alright, I just took that in the garage, raised the top up here, tipped that glass out a little bit. I did not take the glass out of the holder because I don't know what is holding that poor glass together. Tipped it out, took a razor blade, cut the wick off straight across. It had a lot of oh goodness, it's not wanting to crank up either. What the heck? It had a lot of crud on it. Now let's just see if it'll light. Had a lot of crud, like it had been burning real dirty. Come on. Propane tank's frozen. That's handy. Maybe the lighter in my pocket will work. Okay, too windy out here. I'm gonna have to move around the corner and light this. Okay, I got it lit once I went around the corner. The flame's a little raggedy right now, but I cut that wick off. I just used a razor blade and went right across the top of the burner and cut it off. It cranked up a little bit, but now it doesn't seem like it wants to crank up or down anymore. But we'll let it heat up a little bit and get everything thawed out. Now these two lanterns are here for a while. I'm gonna let them burn all day today, all night tonight through this, what should work into being a blizzard. But either way, it's going to be a snowstorm. We're looking at least 6 inches of snow, possibly up to a foot. So we're going to let these things sit here and burn. We'll see if after this one heats up a little bit. Yeah, actually it did just adjust the wick a little bit right there. So we'll see what it does after it heats up for a little bit. It might spread that flame out and look a little bit nicer. It's cold. I need to go get some gloves on and see if the four-wheeler starts. So we'll check in on these one more time before I go up to bed once I get the four-wheeler moved. Okay folks, it's about 9 o'clock in the morning. The four-wheeler is giving me a big nope. I still got the battery charger on it. I covered it up with a tarp. Threw a little electric space heater underneath the back of the tarp where it can heat the engine up. I'm going to bed. It's almost 9 o'clock in the morning. I've been up since 4 yesterday afternoon, worked all night. So I am ready for bed. I'm going to go sleep for a few hours. We'll come out and check on these. The wick riser did start turning on that one after it heated up just a little bit, so I turned it down to just a nice gentle low flame, enough to keep the snow melted off of it. These are in it for the long haul now until sometime tomorrow afternoon, after all this storm was blowing through. I think that both of them ought to make it that long. So I'm going in to shower and go to bed. We'll check up on these. It'll probably be maybe 1 or 2 this afternoon before I'm up and around and back out here. Well folks, it's about 2 in the afternoon. It's warmed up all the way to 19 degrees out here. It's spitting a little bit of snow now, but it's not doing very much. And according to the weather forecast, now it just says for the rest of the day through the middle of the night, light snow. So maybe we're not going to get the 8 to 12 inches of snow that they've been preaching about for the last 3 or 4 days, getting everybody all worked up about it. Either way, these 2 lanterns are going to sit right here through the rest of the day and tonight until sometime tomorrow. I'm going to go out now, see if the 4-wheeler will start and get it moved around by the garage, because whether I end up needing it over there or not, I still might need it at some point over there this winter. So since I already got it warmed up, the battery charger, might as well get it moved over there. Okay, it's about 3:30 now, and the snow has come back now. It's snowing pretty good out here, and the wind is whipping through here. You can tell by the flame on the lanterns that the way it's shaking around that we got a pretty good solid wind going through here. I don't know, it's hard to tell how much snow we got. It drifts so bad through here. You have bare ground in one spot and foot deep snow in another, so it's hard to say how much we really got, but it's coming down pretty steady out here again now. We'll leave these going and we'll come back and check on them a little later. That poor cracked up mess of a globe is holding together so far. Alright folks, just brought Leo outside here. Ooh, the snow is starting to drift across here. It's picked back up and been snowing fairly well. It's about 5:30. It's 17 degrees. It says the real feel is 4 degrees. Lanterns are burning. You can tell it's windy out here. This camera doesn't pick it up like my old one does, so it doesn't sound like it's gusting so bad, but it is windy out here. Both the lanterns are still doing well though. My guess is by morning this drift coming across here will be tall and you won't even be able to walk through there. Leo doesn't care though, he likes it. Oh, it's about 6:30 now. Still cold, still windy. I don't know if the camera can see this or not, but my snow drift is piling up. I'll try to shine my little flashlight on here, but along the edge of my table here, I just got a little path right along the edges. I can still scoot through here without going in the deep snow. They're both burning nice yet. We'll give it a couple hours before we come back out and check on them again now. Alright, it's about 8 o'clock. The snow, I don't know, the camera's not going to pick it up well. Snow is still falling, but it's not bad. Our stray cat's here, begging for food. Yeah, you're probably starving, aren't you? Okay, I gotta go put the chickens away. I've never put the chickens away by kerosene lantern light, so let's traipse back here through the snow. Maybe I'll kind of get an idea how deep the snow actually is. Oh, about fell in a hole there. How deep the snow actually is out here. We're certainly not getting a foot of snow like they said. I don't know if you can see my feet at all. Not really, but I would say we're averaging about 5 inches of snow on the ground back here right now, so not a ton of snow. That's fine, that's enough. There was enough snow there that the, yeah, it won't pick it up. The gate of the chicken run pushed a fair amount of snow out of the way. Let's see if we can see the chickens back in there. Yeah, pretty dark. They're all the way at the back. But they're in there. Let's get them closed up for the night. They'll be nice and comfy in their house for the night. Alright. Might have to set something down here to get enough hands to get this gate latched. There we go. The gate is latched. Boy, when I said the wind quit, that was just up there by the house in the garage. It's still blowing pretty good out here. Yeah, you can kind of see my footprints in the snow from when I was walking out there. I'd say we got about, maybe about 4 or 5 inches on average of snow out through here. It's down to about 15 degrees now. Maybe the wind was just in a lull, because even up here now it's blowing through here pretty good again. Chilly, chilly. All right. Well, they're both burning nice. I am probably going to get my sweats on and be in the house for the night pretty soon. So if I do any more updates on it tonight, it'll probably be from farther back, looking out the back door from the porch over here, because I've had enough of being out in this cold for today. Well, folks, it's morning and they're both still going. It's -1. I think it said feels like -17 or something like that. Looks like the wick on that one is getting another gob of stuff on it like I had when I cleaned it up. I don't know what has been causing that to happen on some of my lanterns. They just get big gobs of black stuff on it. It must be something from some bad fuel I got at some point or something. But it made it through the night. I'm going to leave them go through the day today if they keep on going. I think the ice and stuff is melted and pulled up on the bottom of that one. Leave it go through the day today, and I'll bring them in. If they're still going towards evening, I'll bring them in on the back porch, put a towel down on the bench out there on the back porch, and let them sit in there and thaw out and warm up overnight before I put them back out in the garage. But they're both doing good so far. Tonight's going to get, I think last night got down to -2. Tonight's going to get down to -5 or 6, I think. So, cold weather. We'll check in on them a little bit later. Okay, folks, it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm getting ready to leave to take my son to a dentist appointment, so I'm going to leave these going until we get back, and then when I get back, I'll shut them down, put them in the back porch. I'm going to lay a towel down on the little bench that's out there, let them sit in there where it's warm overnight tonight to thaw out and dry out good before I put them back out in the garage. Still a lot of ice buildup on that one. The globe's holding in there somehow. It's warmed all the way up to 9 degrees out here now. It actually doesn't feel that bad. The wind's not blowing as hard as it was and the sun's shining here, so it feels decent-ish. We'll check it out one more time when I get home from his dentist appointment. Okay, folks, it is, gosh, I don't know what time. 5:06. We're home from Willis's appointment. That poor old cracked up glass made it through the cold. You can see that wick's all got chunks of stuff on it again. I've burned some bad fuel or something in there, and probably gonna have to replace the wick to get it to quit doing that every time we burn it. The older Dietz ran out of fuel when I got home from his appointment. What? Sounds like it might still be a tiny little slosh in there, but it's burned out when we got home anyway. I don't know how long the wick is in there. Maybe that wick doesn't even reach the bottom of the fount. I don't know that I've ever had it out. I've had that lantern going before, but I don't know that I ever had it out, and that would kind of make sense of why that one had a little bit of fuel in it. when we got it out yesterday. Anyhow, let's blow this one out. I'm going to let it sit out here for a couple more minutes, get all the smoke out of it, and then I'm going to put it in on the back porch. Let it sit in there on a towel on the bench in there overnight and melt all the ice off of it. Get dried out good before I hang them back up in the garage. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you've not already done so. I say it almost every week, but the best way you can help to support our channel is just to let the ads play when they come up. Not even just our channel, any small YouTube channel. Best thing you can do is just watch the ads when they come up. That's how we're making the little bit of money that we're making out of this thing. We appreciate each and every view. So, thanks for watching, folks. Come on back next week. We'll have a video or something here for you to watch.